January took me out. A year ago, I did this experiment for myself where I documented my creativity for 30 days straight and made a video about it every day. But doing that, I quickly realized that daily videos are definitely not for me. But I do still love looking back at those videos as a document of what I did in that time. Because time just goes so fast and I just keep forgetting what I get up to, which I think is pretty normal for any creative. So what you're watching now is a continuation of that in a rhythm that I think I can keep up. Did I give everything I needed? No, I still need that. Oh yeah, that. I have very specific requirements of the bags that I use. For example, I made this one 8 years ago because I couldn't find a camera bag that could hold all of my gear that was this compact and just did what I needed it to do. But now looking at it, I might have to replace it soon. It looks pretty disgusting. The objective for the bag that I'm making today is an everyday carry bag that will replace my backpack whenever I leave the house. Because I'm pretty done looking like a school kid that is going to class. The reason I use the backpack in the first place is because a tote bag isn't structured or safe enough to carry all of my gear, and I needed to be able to carry these things: my laptop and a binder, headphones, notebook and pen case, a little tripod, set of microphones, my SSD and laptop charger, my e-reader, and my water bottle. But I don't think there's space for that right now. I'll get it in. Ta-da! This month's client work consisted of designing a poster and branding for the show that was upcoming in the gallery that I freelance for, which I translated into 3 videos and multiple photo posts. The name of the show was The Order of Chaos. I came up with the design of the poster because I've been spending quite a lot of time actually with my grandmother doing word search puzzles. That's how you say it in English apparently, woordzoekers. And I figured that it would be a nice and playful way to actually bundle a lot of information, especially with that many artists. So I knew that I wanted to order chaos. I make puns. Sorry, not sorry. And I took elements from the contributing artist's work and placed them around that word. For example, the A comes from Chris Gillis' work, and the heart shape on the line of the C is based off of the painting by Ewout Viana. I know that if you first look at the poster, it just looks like an abstract shape. And that's why I created the introduction video for the show, because once you see it, you can't really unsee it. I'm guessing that you had shivers down your spine because of that audio. That was intentional. I needed some auditory track to create a feeling of chaos or discomfort. The second one was the installation video because I've always been a fan of seeing the behind the scenes of how things are done, be it the installation of a show, artists in their studio. To me, it adds so much depth and a story to the entire thing. It makes it more human. I think that's the right way to say it, or at least that's what I mean with it. Lastly, during the opening, I built a small studio setup in the cupboard and asked most of the artists the same question.
Would you consider yourself to be chaotic?
Mijn atelier dat ik niet moet delen met iemand is ongelooflijk chaotisch. Niks waar ik niet mee om kan of zo.
Vooral in mijn hoofd. Daarom orden ik graag alles.
Wacht, naar waar moet ik kijken? Naar u? Ja, dat is toch raar als je in de camera kijkt?
Moet gewoon met mij praten.
Chaos!
No, I got panic.
Absoluut, ja, zeker en vast. Echt een gefragmenteerde geest. Ik ben blij met de vraag.
I think I maybe even thrive in chaos. There's always something kind of new and fresh if you approach the creative process with some chaos.
Dat was het.
Wauw, zeg, oef. Hè.
I'm happy that I got to prioritize doing my own creative work as well this month. On the 2nd of this year, I visited my mom and we painted together. Well, I did my sketching for a painting and then she painted. And then the following days I had a bunch of migraines. Because I have to stay away from screens at that point, I finished the painting. And I'm really proud of it. It's only my 3rd painting on that size. I gotta put black thread on here. Do I even still have black thread? I forgot to buy black thread. Very dark gray, which I think will be fine. Ooh. Ow. Damn pins. Aglaia also got back to doing something that I didn't realize I missed that much, which are our design challenges. For this specific one, we had to design a car using toilet paper rolls as the wheels, because that's something that Hioco used to do as a kid. Wait. Here they are. And it's pretty clear that I smoked her. Thank you to everyone for voting. I don't take your support lightly. I also spent a lot of time with my books. both reading and art books. I made some deep dives into some of the publications that are really sparking a lot of ideas for future bigger projects. And I've bundled a bunch of those in my publication appreciation series. It's really become a place for me to recommend books that I truly love, but it's also this knowledge bank that I can tap into and remind myself of why I love those books in the first place. They really are documents of my inspiration. My month ended 10 days early because I got hit with an upper respiratory tract infection, and I just spent the last 15 days being sick. It's February now. It's the 15th day of being sick, and you can definitely still hear it. At least I got Hioco sick as well, so I wasn't alone. I just sound like Hioco's bully at this point. I promise I'm really nice to her. Like, I gave her all these snacks. I mean, come on. It looks like a regular tote, but it isn't. I'll break it down. Not in that way. And then I can make pasta. On the inside, there's a laptop sleeve so that my laptop isn't flying around if I just use it as a sling bag. And then I added these side slots so that if I need to go shoot something more casual and very fast, I can actually slide my tripod in there. So all in all, it's a pretty simple bag. But there's a couple little details that I added with the straps that I think make it the perfect bag for what I need at the moment. I added these two tabs so that I can use it as a crossbody and do whatever I need to do during the day. Then when I go for groceries, I can add two straps in these 4 loops and use it as a shopper. And the one thing that I find most annoying about a crossbody is when I get on my bike, the bag always slips to the side or the front, so it's always in the way, and it's kind of dangerous to take your hand off the wheel and try and push it back all the time. So that's why I added these 2 at the bottom. So anytime I get on my bike, I can switch over to backpack mode and just use that whenever I need. Just a little bit of extra functionality by these little design features that I added. I think I'm pretty pleased with today's work. I think that pretty much sums up my creative January. I hope your year also started well, and I'll see you next month. Yeah.